Level City School Board of Education, regular board meeting, will be now starting. Want to call it to order. And the first thing we're going to do is going to read the mission statement, and it's on the screen behind us. We'll read in unison. The mission of the Wells City School District is to create and maintain a highly effective educational system in which every student receives the highest quality education. School employees and parents work together to prepare students to become caring, competent, and responsible citizens who value education as a lifelong process. Thank you. As you look at your agenda, we're going to review it and approve it. Can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
Second.
Okay, it's been motion and proper second to approve the agenda for this evening. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, and the agenda has been approved. Next, can I get a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting?
I make a motion to approve the October 14th regular board meeting minutes.
Okay, it's been motion and a second to approve the October 14th board meeting minutes. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Next will be the recognition and upcoming school events, new hires, Ms. Angela Louise.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening to the board chair and our vice chair and board members tonight. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight to hear the great things that are going on here at Wells City School. I will begin with our recognitions with Weldon Elementary School Student of the Month, Samaj Richardson. Samaj Richardson, we are proud to recognize Richardson as our Student of the Month. He has shown remarkable progress in all areas of his learning, demonstrating curiosity, positive attitude in the classroom. He works hard, perseveres, and his hard work has not gone unnoticed, has made major shifts towards meeting his goals. Congratulations. This is a recognition goal further. You stand beside me. Okay, we're good. Want to stand beside me? There you go. Look at that. Goodbye. There you go. Our next student of the month is from Weldon Middle School. Messiah Wright, eighth grade. Zaya has shown tremendous growth and perseverance this school year. She has overcome many challenges and continued to impress us with her positive attitude and determination. She truly loves the staff and enjoys being a part of our school community. Her behavior has improved greatly, and she now encourages and coaches other students to be positive as well. Awesome. Beautiful. Congratulations. Our next student of the month is July, is it July? Jayla G. Ninth grade, Jayla shows charge of pride, and she shows it by participating in all activities. She has a pleasant personality. She is a dedicated student who works diligently and overcoming all obstacles. She excelled in all classes. Jayla is truly a marvelous student. Jayla. I can't see them. Beautiful. Our last student of the month is from Ronald Valley Early College. Gianna Harvey, ninth grade. Gianna Harvey is Ronald Valley Early College Student of the Month. She is positive, she's bright, she's a bright student. She exemplifies what it is to be an early college scholar. As a ninth grade student, she hits the ground running, consistently demonstrating grit and determination in all classes. Let's give her a hand. Now we will acknowledge our employee of the month. Our employee of the month is Mrs. Connie Willer, kindergarten teacher at Welland Elementary School. We celebrate Ms. Willer for filling the class with love, laughter, and learning, touching little hearts and inspiring big dreams every day. We recognize her for creating a classroom where every child feels seen, valued, and excited to learn.
All right.
Let me get you this side. Thank you. And now we will have our parent of the month, Mrs. Shawanda Ruffin Witherspoon. This parent is engaged and involved. She is always asking questions, making sure that her scholar receives the best education possible. So you already Wonderful. She's also a district parent. One of our district parent committee members as well. This concludes our recognitions and acknowledgements, and thank
That was
you.
his parent versus student.
The student right here.
As a parent.
Hi. Thank you so much, and thank you, you're not a student, I mean, you're only doing what Sunday. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight and celebrating with us, recognizing our students and our parents. Thank you for your.
Congratulations to everyone. Y'all give them a round of applause, another round of applause. Okay. Next is going to be, public forum. Dr. Boone, do you have anyone on the list for public forum? Yes, ma'am. Okay, we have Ms. Cynthia Bird. Okay. All right, come on up. Okay. And you have 3 minutes. Did someone set a timer to let her know when she only has 1 minute left? Mr. Davis, you got it? Let me know when you're ready, Mr. Davis.
Right. Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, Chairperson Hale, Superintendent Boone, Weldon City School Board and Community. My name is Cynthia Bird. I am the parent of a student at Roanoke Valley Early College. I come before you this evening and thank you for the time to speak to you regarding the WCS technology fee. Asking you if you will please give consideration to that board policy that's in place now, where every child was a non-negotiable fee that every child has to pay to support their use of the Chromebooks. I'm asking you to consider the stipulations that are in place regarding that the fee that's being charged, especially in the light of the financial insecurities as well as the other insecurities that are now occurring in our society. Based on what's happening with SNAP, with furloughs, and with other work conditions that our children are facing, including the funneling and streamlining of crisis funds and things of that nature that are very relevant to our children in this community, as well as the stipulations that are attached to a child who isn't able to pay the fee. And specifically the fact that if the child doesn't pay the technology fee, then right now, not only is the child not given access to the Chromebook according to the policy, but we're also told that the children can't participate in extracurricular activities, including dances, field trips, and school events. And I'm wondering about, and trying to understand the academic growth, the social emotional learning encouragement that happens with that stipulation being in place. Also, the fact that they can't receive report cards or other academic records. It says that those will be withheld, as well as students may not be permitted to participate in graduation ceremonies until the technology fee is paid or resolved.
1 minute.
And, okay, thank you. And that records will not be released for a student who transfers to another school or who is and has not paid the technology fee. Those stipulations are a lot to have hanging over your head. If for some reason you have not been able to pay that fee, being told that you can't do extracurricular things that are important for a child's holistic growth is also very concerning. So I'm asking you, if you would please take a look at that, if you would reevaluate or give any understanding about why those stipulations are in place as well. I would greatly appreciate it as a parent, and I will be able to share that with other parents and students who have raised those questions to me. I do thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is Superintendent's Report, Dr. Boone.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So as part of my report, I'd like to first begin by saying, we do have junior commissioners now within our schools. Our students, we have several students who are serving as junior commissioners. And if you're not familiar with it, it is a new initiative that has been started. And this initiative will provide our students with the opportunity to observe county government in action, interact with public officials, and participate in activities that promote civic responsibility and leadership development. So in my opinion, a very good initiative or program for our students to participate in. Those students who are currently participating are from Weldon High School, Matthew Owens Reed, Kamaya Cole, and Marcel Jackson. And we have two from Roanoke Valley Early College, which include Isaiah Harry Davis, and Andre Williams. So I happen to have the pleasure of being at the commissioners meeting on the night that they actually took their, what I call quote unquote oath to become junior commissioners, and it was exciting for me to witness, and they were happy. Secondly, I'd like to say that Andrew Jackson, we are excited to announce that Andrew Jackson School has now been recommended to be listed on the National Historic Registry. So that is good news for Weldon City Schools. Also on Friday, October 17th, we had the pleasure of having the Teacher of the Year from North Carolina come and visit our high school. Her name is Rachel Candaso, and she's with Pitt County Schools. So she came out for a while and had conversations. Dr. Edwards and his staff did a great job, as well as the students, with escorting her throughout the school so that she could meet different people and go in and out of classrooms to observe some of the good things that were going on. So that was exciting, and she has offered any help or support that she can be to Weldon City Schools. She says all we have to do is call her and let her know, and she will do what she can. Also, as part of homecoming this year, this was a first for me, but we had our homecoming parade, and I was quite impressed with how individuals came together in such a short time to make traditions and values still be in place, that things that we've done previously, despite the fact that we're up against what some would call a tough time with the new construction, although it is an exciting time, but at the same time, tough in terms of how we have to maneuver to get around those things. So hats off to Mrs. Pat Ponton Farrell and her team for pulling that parade off. And she promised that next year would be phenomenal. So we look forward to that. We held our board retreat just a couple of weeks ago, and we had Dr. Lakeisha Walker here, who provided some insightful and informative information on leadership during that retreat. I am also happy to say that we are in the process of seeing which of our students may possibly get accepted to go to governor's school. That information is out, and I do believe we have a student or students at both RVEC and the high school who are applying for governor's school, and we have the luxury once again this year to have 2 superintendent nominations and choices. So I look forward to just a brief interview that I plan to do with those students very soon, just to see who they are and exactly what they want to gain from this opportunity. We also had our community night, which was very, very well organized and very well attended. There was a plethora of information and resources provided to parents and the community on that particular night. I also had the opportunity, and I should say pleasure, of attending the Ralph J. Bunche event that was held on November 1st. It was an all-day event that I believe I attended, and I believe Mrs. Bird Robinson did as well. I was in the morning more so and had the pleasure of viewing a documentary that was presented entitled The Current of Time, an Oral History of Weldon. And it was very interesting to me and exciting just to hear, especially the stories, 30 plus people who were interviewed and able to share stories of things that took place during the time that they were going to school at Ralph J. Bunche. And it was just exciting. And I believe in the afternoon was more or less the ribbon cutting and those things that Mrs. Bird Robinson could speak to. Last week I was in Kitty Hawk for the RESA conference. And our RESA, of course, if you're not familiar, is the Northeast Regional Education Service Alliance Group. We took a team there and gained some pretty good information about different things as far as teaching and learning is concerned. And Mrs. Riddick Faulkner was also a presenter at that particular conference where she talked about item analysis and those kinds of things. So of course, since she was presenting, I said no better place to bring it back and use it with than Weldon City Schools. So we're going to make sure that that is enacted pretty soon. And aside from that, currently we're preparing for our EOC exams at the high school and at RVET. Principals have submitted their boot camp proposals and different things, and they are on the ground running, trying to do the best that we can do within this first semester. So that is all I have for superintendent's report. Let's just all continue to work together.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bowles. And next item is going to be, new school project, Mr. Bernard Hall.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm Dr. Gold. Good evening. Before you for a regular report this evening. As I recall, the last time I was here, I said we would like to talk about, and it's still a good thing, still on track. I did pull out some information because I'm other things that you probably aren't aware of that are going on the project. You can certainly drive by and see the progress, but I put together just a brief page. I don't know, Dr. Boone, I sent it to you kind of late. I don't know if you got a chance to share it, just to let you know some of the other things that are happening in addition to what you see when you drive by. So just for your information, there are regular visits by the local building code inspector, as you would expect. You guys hired a material testing and special inspections firm early on. They are there in the hall as needed. Also hired a commissioning agent. They're just starting to really get started on their scope to make sure that especially the mechanical systems are working appropriately near the completion. The architects ratio, they're there on a regular basis, I think pretty much weekly, overseeing. Of course, Quincy and Faze is checking the work their subcontractors, but ratio is as well. Their consultant for plumbing, mechanical, and electrical is Dewberry. They are there on a regular basis. Landscaping and civil engineering items is CLH, making periodic visits. And for any structural issues that anybody's got questions about or inspections, Bennett Pless is the structural consultant. So just to give you an idea, when you drive by, you see a lot of activity. There's a lot of things that you don't hear about. So just to give you a snapshot of that. No changes to the substantial completion date as we speak. I think I mentioned the last time, hopefully when we get into first quarter, we'll have start getting a better idea of that. Cost estimates we did mention a while back, adding lighting, baseball and softball fields. It's not currently in the scope, but we are trying to nail down exactly how much that might cost and whether or not the budget can stand it. So that's in development. Also, we're looking at potential improvements in the existing gym. There are some things that are desired in the gym that was remaining. We're looking at, again, what the budget can stand in terms of what you might be able to do in there with the funding that you have. And the final thing I want to note, we also are taking opportunities to try to bring money into the project, which is a rarity. There's federal dollars, and it's called ARPA. I think it's American Rescue Plan, that is good through the end of 2026. That allows what this project could qualify for is reimbursement for hazardous materials abatement. So that happened before the previous building was taken down. I took it upon myself to put together the application back during the summer. We've got it submitted back during the summer. It's a little over 700 pages of backup documentation. Dr. Boone joined me this afternoon. We sat in a meeting with the state. The state is actually, there are federal dollars that the state is the fiscal agent for. So we're trying to bring a few dollars back into the project. I'm hoping that might be, I hope at least 100,000. To be determined. The application is for more than that, but I'm being conservative when I say I'm hoping we can have that. So I wanted to make note of that as well. It's kind of a big deal that's going on behind the scenes. So just wanted to mention that. Any questions for me this evening? Okay. All right.
When
great.
will, when will we know something, whether or not? When is the deadline for that?
For the ARPA funds,
Mhm.
I would have hoped we would have been past that by now. As of the meeting today, they requested additional information.
Okay.
I've got to pull that together. I'm gonna get it to them as soon as I would hope by the end of this calendar year,
Okay,
we will know. But then when we get into the holidays, a lot of times things slow down, so it could go into early next year, but I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to push it across the finish line right now.
we appreciate.
It looks like they're prepping for pavers, but, you know,
Yeah, they have been putting down the base, for parking lots. Just as a footnote, the preparation underneath pavement is probably more critical and more important than the pavement itself. So they've been working on putting down the base, for those parking areas. That's good.
It looks good out there.
Yeah.
I don't have a question, I just have a comment that, Mr. Hall is a joy to work with. He
Mhm.
keeps Mr. Hunter and I abreast of everything. Sometimes it's just the two of them, depending on where I'm pulled at, but I appreciate, like this afternoon, the conversation was, whew, when I was just listening in, it was a lot to take in, but this is what he does, so, I just say thank you.
Thank
Because
you. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Hall. All right. The next item on the agenda is supplements.
So this information I sent to you all through an email, with the exception of the first 2 pages. And then it was uploaded into Symla and sent to you for your review as well. So this is a supplement proposal. And what I did in proposing this was to, the first 2 pages here, give you a general idea of what's going on around us, so that you can see what other districts are doing, the supplemental data from surrounding counties. This first sheet here is mainly the Northeast. Then, of course, I have Roanoke Rapids School District at the bottom in terms of what their supplements are, the percentage that they pay their teachers and the percentage that they pay central office admin people. And you can see here that some individuals are not paid a supplement at all versus teachers are paid one. So that was that first sheet. On the second page is Northampton County Schools. You can get an idea of what they did by way of supplements for 24-25, and then you also have 25-26 listed here. A great deal of percentages, and then maybe just a flat rate for classified. So I thought this was important to point out, because when I was looking at supplements, I was giving consideration to the size of our district and different things for you to consider. So those 2 pages were for your information. Then if we go over and look at the actual supplements, so I've tried my best. Jason tried to keep me on track as best as he could. But I've tried to provide you with 3 options. If you look at this first page of your staple copy, you will see option A, the amount for certified. These are all instructional in one way or another. This first page includes your teachers, school counselors, school media coordinators, school nurses, school media coordinators. Well, those individuals are more or less paid on your teacher scale, especially your school nurses. So there's an option A here, option B, and option C as far as a supplement amount to provide for those individuals. The second page is a classified. You have 2 options here for classified individuals, and your classified staff include teacher assistants, bus drivers, building and grounds workers, office assistants, child nutrition staff, district office assistants, HR benefits specialists, payroll specialists. It covers the whole gamut of all of our staff that are considered classified. And then finally, the third page is a district office salary supplement schedule. Just two options here as well to look at, and this would include your district's certified staff, your directors and your coordinators. Now, the single option on the fourth page, permanent part-time, goes back to individuals such as our bus drivers. They would mainly be your permanent part-time individuals. Then on the final page, you see what the final figures are. If you were to pick option A, and part-time, permanent part-time is also included in this, you're looking at about $201,126.40. Option B, which also includes permanent part-time, would be about an estimate of $155,542.15. And then option C, which also includes permanent part-time, that would be approximately $139,332.96. I did want to point out that these figures are subject to change based on whether someone may have been omitted, or whether there could be duplicates, or whether there are individuals where all areas of FICA and retirement may not apply to. So it could very well reduce the number. As a matter of fact, Ms. Kidd has sent me some information where the figures would be slightly lower for each category. I did ask her to double check behind me just to look at the figures, with the understanding that it still could change just based off of anything could have happened. And finally, these figures and proposal include a supplement for all staff working in Weldon City Schools. So no one would be omitted. And if we were to take this and go back to an original supplement proposal that you all were given, there's a great deal of, this is a cheaper, lesser. Yes. So, this is what we have. I'll answer any questions that you have. I will try to, let's put it that way.
Well, where does this money come from?
This will come from our, the sales tax money.
And this is something, let me say this first, I'm in favor of everybody getting something, because everybody needs something, everybody wants cause. But is this something that we can sustain?
I do believe we can sustain it, because there's no indication that we will not get sales tax money.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'm hoping that we will eventually get more sales tax money with the addition of some new businesses that are coming into the Weldon district. So that is my hope now. Anything is subject to change. Anything is subject to change. But I took that into consideration looking at this proposal versus the one that you all had previously, which kind of puts people more on an even scale, and it starts it out a little bit less. It's not classed according to your years of experience. So I think our other proposal, you would look at about $20,000-$30,000 more, depending on what group we're looking at.
I would like for us to take this to our next work session and have more time about it. Like I said, I totally support giving everybody something. But I'd like to get a little bit more details.
Okay, what details do you need?
I want to go back through it again first before I can do that. I do have a couple of questions that I had, written down. But I think it's something for me. I would appreciate us taking this to our next work session,
Okay.
and then bring it back in.
And that's fine. I just don't want us to keep putting it off either way, because we brought it last month and I was asked to put it off again. So I'm just saying, I don't want us to continue to put it off and December get here and we've not made a decision, because
I have a question.
That would be a great time for them. Yeah.
I have a question. And I don't know, I guess this is I'm trying to question. Our district, and you talked about sales tax. Walmart sits in our
I
district.
was gonna ask that same question.
And Walmart generates the most money. Anything else in this county. I want to know, are we getting our
That money.
money from
Right.
Walmart?
Right,
Mm.
exactly.
Because that will make a great difference in the money that we do have.
I do not know the answer to that, but
Okay,
I'm
can
happy
you
to
look
work
into
with
it
Dr.
with-
Yeah,
Booth.
yeah. All
Cause
those.
that's,
citizens-
Walmart belongs to us, we
Yeah.
have city schools,
Yeah.
not gonna, right.
Cause I,
All
that
those businesses
area,
will be a-
for
That whole
our
area.
children
That's
over
right.
there,
Yeah,
that street in front, behind it.
So I want to make sure that everything is equally
Yeah.
rationed out with, as far as sales tax.
I'm glad you asked, that shit was on my mind. Yeah.
And, that just, it will make a huge difference in, with our monies that we're dealing with.
Cause that could potentially make this go up. Like I said, I want everybody to get something. But I would love for us to, and a lot of those businesses.
It can make a lot of difference with everything in our district.
Starbucks, all of that.
Chick-fil-A, yeah, but I'm looking at it, yeah.
Everything
exactly.
on.
Everything over there is
Exactly, everything.
fabulous.
Yes,
And if we can give our,
So-
that more than.
so, yeah, and, with supplements, it will also help us to, people will be more, reluctant, I guess, to come to our district to work because they're getting a little bit extra money, you know what I'm saying? So the more that the more that we're able to give and be able to still sustain what we're giving, we can attract, people.
So question, Attorney Weber, do you think you can have that information to us
By
before we meet
18.
at our,
I can work with staff on that. I'm not exactly sure where the
Yeah.
numbers came from and, the background information. I'm happy to play a role in
Right.
that, to research whatever I need to research and look into it. I would certainly defer to Dr. Boone and. his
Yeah,
team.
so I don't think it's a thing for Jason to do. I think it's just a matter of me reaching out to, our county office,
Okay.
Teresa, to find out exactly which businesses, where the sales tax is coming from.
Yeah,
And I can certainly send her an email to
Thank
ask her to send us a report.
right,
you.
absolutely.
and then if we're not getting it from Walmart and those other businesses, why? Or what do we need to do in order to get it?
That's true. Now, the commissioners are gonna play a role in some of this. I'm
Mhm.
just gonna go ahead and tell you.
Absolutely.
They're gonna play a role in some of it, and some things are not gonna change.
Absolutely.
But some,
But we can try.
you-
But yeah,
We
if
can
we can
try.
get that back, like I said, that may help us increase what you already.
all right,
Thank
so, okay, we got-
Conditions can change.
Exactly.
That's true.
I mean, we're here to advocate and fight for our district, and I'm just sick and tired of us just taking whatever they give, you know what I'm saying? If it's owed to us, I think that we should be getting it. All right, the next item on the agenda, are you finished up, man?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is delegation of authority. And that's just for, we are going to, you all won't mind, next month, we'll have more information
Okay.
per Dr. Boone, so we'll talk about that, add to our agenda for next meeting.
And I ask because I know I need for you all to be able to see the report for ESS. Cause I know I've had the conversation with Ms. Kidd, and we are spending quite a bit of money on ESS, so it is becoming a concern about, not continuing to use them. But I need you all to see the report first, so that you'll know what I'm saying is the truth, not just what I'm making up, okay?
All right, and, okay, delegation of authority, I know that we're not gonna discuss it, because it's for information only. All right. You all have it, the information?
Do you remember how long that? I thought this was
Well, we have to give, I don't know, I think it was,
Yeah.
we give, so you have to give 90. I won't forget,
Okay.
90 days.
All right. So no, I don't have anything that says delegation of authority.
Yeah.
So we maybe I didn't give you anything because it is for information only. And I will defer to Jason and he will explain it in better legal terms than I ever could.
I will do my best. This is my colleague Rob Malone's area of expertise. So board members, this has to do with delegation of authority agreement to a company called Martin Edwards and Associates. They currently have a contract with the state of North Carolina for towing, storing, and selling motor vehicles that are seized when someone's arrested, for example, for DWI or felony speeding. And for years, the statute gave the state the ability to contract with a particular vendor, this vendor, to store and then eventually sell the vehicles. And under the statute, certain proceeds from the sales go back to the school districts in the county. There's recently been a change in the legislation where instead of the state through its vendor having that authority to sell, it's changed to the school systems. So now, districts are kind of in a position of having to take on those contracts with this particular vendor for the seizure, the storage fees, towing fees and all that kind of stuff. What we've been doing is talking with districts in our counties, because these are funds that are distributed between all LEAs in the county. So for Halifax, there's 3 of you. We've been discussing with clients entering into a delegation of authority agreement that would essentially allow the vendor to keep doing what they've been doing, which is towing vehicles, storing the vehicles, maintaining the safety of the vehicles, selling them. When they sell them, they give the proceeds to the clerk of court. The clerk of court then distributes it to each LEA within the county based on your ADM, essentially just to keep everything going the way it's been going. That's really what this item is. It just allows the vendor to keep doing what they've been doing. It allows you to keep receiving what you've been receiving, those amounts, I don't know the exact amounts, it fluctuates, it depends on the number of cars that are seized each month, the amount of time the cars have been there, the value of the car. For example, if the car is worth $1,500, the vendor is allowed to sell it. If the car is accrued more than 80% of the, essentially the fees, fines against the value of the vehicle for sale, there are certain statutory factors that give the vendor or now school district the ability to sell it. This essentially keeps things the way they are. We have determined that superintendents have the authority to sign these agreements on their own without board approval, but we wanted to bring it to you for information, just so you're aware of it before Dr. Boone signs. If you don't have any questions, Dr. Boone can certainly proceed with signing, and again, that just maintains the status quo. If the board were not to delegate authority for this, then you would need to figure out a system for taking possession of the vehicles, maintaining the vehicles, selling the vehicles. Right now, a vendor does all of that, or they used to do it through the state, but now they just do it directly through those.
Any questions? If not, the next item on the agenda is board chair report. And I would just like to say that, just piggyback off of what Dr. Boone said, I am a part of, the Weldon High School Homecoming Alumni Committee. And we were able to, for homecoming, we were able to, have a function. And from the function, the proceeds were donated to the school, Weldon High School. $5,000, the amount of $5,000. And we are planning several other functions to get prepared for next year's homecoming. So just trying to raise money for our students, so that when we move into a brand new school, our students will be in brand new uniforms, whether it be athletics, band, or whatever they're participating in. We just want to be new all around. And, whatever else we can help in, we just want to make sure that we move into a new school, not just a new building, but we looking new and good too. Our students are as well. The next thing is, Dr. Boone said a lot of things I wanted to say, just took my stuff, but I just want to thank you all for coming out tonight. And thank you all for being dedicated to Weldon City Schools. We have some great people working within this district. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart that I appreciate all that you all are doing, all that you've done, and all that you're going to do in the future for our students, to make Weldon City Schools a better place. We are in the, process of putting our boots on the ground. That's what we started off with this school year, putting our boots on the ground, and you all are doing a good job with putting your boots on the ground. Working together works, and we continue to work together, we'll be able to see some progress, because we all know that if you keep on doing the same thing, you'll continue getting the same results. So sometimes we got to switch it up sometimes, and so that we can see, if there's something else different we can do to make things better. And that's what we're trying to do. The next thing is, are there any, we're in November, so this is Thanksgiving month, and I know that everybody's ready. We got the next, if it's not just for the turkey, but just the time to have a break, because we all need mental breaks, away from everything and spending time with your family. So we're not gonna meet until next month. I want to make sure that you all know that I hope that everyone have a happy Thanksgiving, give thanks, because there's so much to be thankful for right now. Also, November birthdays. It's November already, y'all. It's almost the end of the school year. I mean, almost not school year, but the end of the year, fiscal year. 2025 has come and it's almost gone. So I want to know, is there anyone here tonight celebrating a birthday in November? No November birthdays. Okay, what about anniversaries? Okay, all right, Mrs. and Mr. Bennett, all right. Happy anniversary to both of you all. And may you all have many, many, many more years to come. Next item on the agenda is going to be, we're going to skip over C, which is the financial report from Ms. Kathy Kidd, because she's absent tonight. And next month, we should be able to get a financial report. The next item is federal programs and student services. Ms. Geneva Riddick Faulkner, are there any questions? Ms. Geneva Riddick Faulkner, come on down. She has presented everyone with a report. As a matter of fact, there are reports from each department within our district. So, are there any key things that we need to know about, Ms. Riddick Faulkner?
There's one that you have to vote.
And that is the
That's
restart.
committee.
And I was gonna bring that up too. I saw that.
That's
Okay.
the only one.
All right, so we're up for restart for Weldon Middle School, you all. And the state has recommended that the continuation by the State Board of Education. And we have to vote on whether or not we want to continue with Weldon Middle School being a restart school. We've already approved for Weldon High School and also Weldon Elementary School. To continue, do we want to continue with Weldon Middle? And if we do, can I get a motion to continue Weldon Middle School's restart program? Okay. I'll give them a few moments.
Now you have to answer it.
Was that the only thing while they're looking? Okay,
Everything else was just for you.
okay. And applications do we have? Ms. Faulkner?
We have to submit the first part in December, and then February is when you make at the latest you can make your final decision.
So what will we be doing in December then?
In December, that's when on the first page that has the highlights,
Separate.
paragraphs. The first part in December is to declare your intent to
Okay.
continue. And then the middle school will complete the narrative because the data supported the continuation. We don't have to submit a data report. We just have to submit a narrative, which, if you saw the middle school, the high school and the elementary, it's basically saying how we will use restart, flexibilities moving forward. And currently use it for employment flexibility, budget flexibility, calendar flexibility.
The notice of intent due before the next scheduled board meeting? Is that right?
December
come up
5th
first.
is when that's and a lot of schools have already, made their intent, but December 5th is when will be the earliest.
So it's not December 1st? It says December 1 here.
And it's requested by November 14th.
On once the district intent to continue, is made, the complete the intent after December 5th release.
Okay.
So it's almost like if you sign things digitally, they'll send this, form around where different people in different lines, this
Have to
person
sign
signs,
off.
then it goes to the next. And
And
then on December 5th, that's when that, form will be released to us to start it. So you have to make your decision to do it before, Dr. Boone would complete that process. There are some things for the district, we have completed our self-assessment, that was due December 1st. It used to be you had to do it in July and then again in December, so now they have streamlined it where you don't have to do it once. So we have already completed our self-assessment part, now it's into whether we want to continue.
Okay.
I believe last year we kind of were pushed up against the window.
We were.
And we wanted to get everything out to you very early, so we can make those decisions.
I
So it's not
appreciate
one
that.
good week to do that.
Okay, what is the pleasure of the board? Are you all ready to make a decision tonight? And how long will we be locked in to this? Is it 5 years?
It's a 4-year process.
4 years.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to approve it. Is there a second?
Second.
There's been motion properly second to approve, going with the, Weldon Middle School becoming a restart school or continuing on being restart school. Are there any questions?
Just to clarify, this is the intent.
The intent,
This is the intent. The final submission was February 26th.
okay? So
So
with
we have
the,
between now and then.
then change your mind, okay? With the intent, are there any questions? All those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, and motion carries, for us to go on with the intent of being a restart school, Weldon Middle School. Thank you so much. All right, next item on the agenda is curriculum and instruction. Dr. Dunn.
The only thing I will say about curriculum and instruction is we are preparing for end of course testing. That's where we are at this point. Continually looking at data each week. Principals are boots on the ground. As I said, Dr. Edwards has submitted his, boot camp plan to try to make sure the students are successful. He has goals set for them. But we're just trying to support and trying to move forward. And also looking at a retesting plan as well. But I'll answer questions if someone has something pressing on your mind. Yes.
I saw how many students we had for the Exceptional Children's Program. Do we know how many we have for AIG?
Let me get back with you,
Okay.
because we have a new figure that includes some new identifications.
Okay.
I don't want to give you the wrong one. I will send it to you.
Okay. Um. I see that the testing for EOCs will be from December 15th through the 19th, which is the 19th is a half a day. And it's the 15th on a Monday. I don't know.
So
It is.
testing is the last 5 days of the semester, so that's why we had the 14th through the 19th. So we have to use the last 5 days of the semester. But we only have, math 3 and English 2 at the high school. And we only have math 3 and biology at RDEC, so it will probably take, but
There's two.
probably 1 or 2 days, so.
Okay. All right, and then you can use the other bit 2 days for makeup if you have to. Any questions from anyone? All right, next item. It's going to be operations, and that's Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hunter. Do you have anything? And you read?
I didn't have a hand up.
Okay, so can you give us a brief? Do you have anything to update us on, or Mr. Hall did it?
Well, Mr. Hall did the new school stuff, only update I can tell you about is as far as the operation that we have going on here is, we had the, security connection came out and trying to put the sensor in the air handling unit. So we just wait on the building inspector to come and inspect that so that we can finally, officially use the offices upstairs.
Okay.
So hopefully, once we get a date from him, we can go ahead and that will be the last thing that we have to do in order for us to be able to start using those offices.
All right, anybody have any questions? If not, thank you so much, Mr. Hunt.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Next item is consent agenda, and we have link and fall 2025 policy updates, the first reading. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
If we don't feel approved, consent agenda.
Okay, it's been motion properly second to approve the consent agenda. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes having the consent agenda has been approved. All right, so now we on 9, and I think that we need a 10-minute break. Y'all don't want a break? Okay, all right. So, can I get a motion to approve action items from the closed session?
I'm just asking up here.
I didn't.
I think we had anything.
Huh?
I think it was anything discussion. No.
I was just asking who's up here.
It's always up there.
I know.
Anybody got anything? Anybody? Okay.
We don't have anything for discussion per se, but I can see that some of you all were a little reluctant about restart, so I'm gonna just tell you what my thought is with restart, and then we can move on. It's not for discussion necessarily. But our schools that are restart all have different renewal times, put it that way. But the goal is to move out of restart. But what we have to do is make sure that our teachers are fully licensed before we move out of that status. So my take on approving it now, or at least getting to that point, is it gives us time to make sure before it comes up again for renewal that we have our teachers licensed. Because if we don't do it that way, then we are going to find ourselves in a spot when the time comes. It's just trying to
No,
think
you for the
ahead
background.
and, yes,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
but that's the goal.
Yeah.
That is the goal. So Weldon Middle, I suspect at the end of the next cycle, we will not. But we have to do the work before we get to the points that we say not to. We have the flexibility, and that's wonderful. But we also need our teachers. They need to be licensed
Well,
regardless,
absolutely.
honestly.
That's another story.
Okay.
Any other questions or concerns, discussion? If not, can I get a motion to approve the items from, closed session?
Make a motion that we approve the items, that's in closed session.
Okay, it's been motion properly second to approve the items from closed session. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Next item is board comments, and the board's comments is, I'd like to say, I thank you all for coming out tonight. Okay. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We appreciate your attendance. And now I'm gonna ask for a motion to adjourn. Oh, no, that's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry. Thank you. Before I get the motion, I know it's a motion on the floor, but I also like to say this, part of my board comment is when we came to this meeting tonight, Dr. Boone said before we got into this meeting, before we started, he said an hour. And guess what? Dr. Boone was right on point tonight. We started at 6:33, I believe it is. We would have been out an hour, but now we're an hour and 1 minute. Motion on the floor. Can I get a second?
Second.
Here's been motion properly second to adjourn. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, and we are now adjourned at 7:35. You all have a great night. Drive safe.
Happy early holidays.
Yes.
Yeah.